of winning this game at this point.
Keeps will get ready to kick off. Morenci will take the win here in the third quarter. And there's the boot. It's a squibber. Picked up at the 25, the 30, the 35-yard line. On the carry, that was Reckner, Jason Reckner, and he gets it out to the 36-yard line, and so Morenci will have the best field position of the ball game, first and 10, except for that time where they had it at the 20.
Well, the kick was not a real pretty one. It never really got into the air. It was kind of a spiral with the nose pointed down, and the tackle on the play was made by Jim Roberts.
Unbalanced line and full house team to give it off straight ahead, not finding a lot of running room. As they unpile, looked like on the carry, that was Chuck Price. He gets a yard, second down and 10.
Well, you know, the one thing that you mentioned about last week's game against Deckerville is that it appeared that the Redskins were able to wear down Deckerville. And we're looking at size-wise, the Redskins do have the advantage size-wise up front.
Again, they unbalance, but this time they come the other way. They give off to Metcalf, and he gets only a couple of yards on the play, inches it out to about the 39-yard line.
Well, that time,
third and 7.
That time, defensive tackle Keith Shearhart chased Metcalf down from behind. I think that tells us two things. One, that the point of attack, there was no hole, and that hesitated Metcalf, and that Shearhart has pretty good speed.
Again, unbalanced to the wide side. Power eye back to pass. Johnson, he rolls out. Now he throws out in the flat. It's caught. Breaking a tackle. Got to be brought down shy of the first down. Shy of the first down by about a yard. Maybe about a yard. It'll bring up a fourth down. We'll see what Morenci is going to do as they pick up 6 on that pass play. That's only the second completion for Johnston in the ballgame.
Well, it was a well-designed play as Johnston rolled to his left. The primary coverage was by Housewright, but Housewright was about 2 or 3 yards deeper than McCowan. And a perfectly thrown pass by Johnson to McCowan. Housewright came up, made the hit, shy of the first down.
Back in punt formation, and they will kick it away. And with the win, they get a good kick. Is it going to roll? Stalling, but it goes into the end zone.
Well, as you mentioned, it was a good kick. It was a 55-yard kick. Hit at the 15-yard line, and momentum just continued it into the end zone. The Redskins will take over on their own 20-yard line.
Jim Gilmore, thanks for very much in the ballgame. He didn't go for that 4th and 1. Didn't want to give up the field position.
Well, I think he doesn't want to mess with momentum. And if you don't make that 4th down, then that momentum goes right back over to the guys in red.
Clinton comes out now. Housewright wide to the right side, and they give it off inside on the carry. Not finding any running room is Johnson. Check it, Roberts, I should say. Roberts on the carry, gets back only to about the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Well, and that's the one thing that we saw change after the first quarter, is that Morenci is doing a very good job up front, containing this run game, the ground game of the Redskins.
Housewright comes out wide to the right side. This time Arnold's in the slot. That's the wide side of the field. Roberts on the wing to the short side. Comes in motion to the wide side. Rolling out. Here's Feldkamp. He's looking to run. Cuts it up, but he's going to be brought down from behind. It's Mapes on the stop after about a yard gain.
Well, Mapes did a very good job. Feldkamp having to turn the football up the field as I believe it was the corner number 36, Chris McCowan, who forced him to go upfield. That allowed Mapes coming from the backside to make the tackle. As I mentioned, Feldkamp runs effectively, but he's not terribly quick.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 now as Housewright comes wide right. Roberts on the wing to the left side. That's the wide side. We have an eye in the backfield. Roberts in motion to the short side. Back to pass, and he dumps it off just in time as Feldkamp was buried under a Morenci rush. Looked like they were trying to set up a screen again. Both teams have not been able to get those particular plays to work.
Well, I think they're looking for the pop pass to the tight end, but Andy Van Valkenburg came in untouched, and Feldkamp made a play fake. He turned his back to Van Valkenburg, and as he started to set up to throw the ball, Van Valkenburg hit him from behind. Fortunately, he had his arm moving forward, and the ball fell to the ground harmlessly.
Here's Choquette to kick it away, and it's an end over end. It looked like it hit, and it did. It hit a Morenci player, Roberts, and they're going to blow the ball dead. at the 36-yard line. So it's only going to go for 15 yards as the end-over-end kick was a low liner, hit Roberts. So it's going to be a 15-yard punt, and Morenci now with excellent field position and another chance.
Well, Roberts was going down the right side on coverage, and as you call it, the ball was very, very low, and it hit him right in the rear end, and it continued bouncing upfield, but the official threw his beanbag to mark it right at the 35-yard line. So this is great field position for the Morenci Bulldogs, and their fans are trying to get them going here.
1st and 10 to give off. Straight ahead. Again, no running room. Morenci just has not been able to generate any kind of rushing offense here in the ball game this afternoon. They'll get maybe 2 yards on that carry, 2nd and 8.
Well, Metcalf running the football, and as you mentioned, it's been rough going in there, and I think the Redskins have done a good job of taking the run away. And, you have to give the linebackers credit. Choquette and Goodman doing a good job.
Unbalanced to the wide side. Flag down. Rolling out is Johnson. Still looking. Now he throws the ball, and it's incomplete. He was down there looking for Jacek, but he got pressure the whole time and got a flag down. I think it's going to be against Morenci, but I'm not sure.
Well, he did get good pressure on the play, and chasing him around back there, I believe it was number 40. But it's really hard to tell because of the way the jersey is scrunched up, Chris Pikowski. And he did throw a very interesting pass, a very exciting pass. The ball actually hit Clint Feldkamp at about the 5-yard line in the shoulder pad after it had cleared the intended receiver. So Feldkamp had a very good opportunity to intercept that one.
Clinton declines the illegal procedure call. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 yards to go now for the Morenci Bulldogs. They break out of it. They send Bentley wide to the right side. Up in the slot is McGowan, eye in the backfield. Metcalf the tailback, rolling in to the right side. Here's Johnson, still looking, throws the deep pass, looking for the tight end. Oh, off his fingertips in the end zone, incomplete.
Well, you can't do much more than that. Chris Johnson laid the football right in front of the goalpost, about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and Rob Bentley had beaten his man, Housewright. Housewright just watched the ball sail over his head. Bentley stretched out and got the football on his hands and then dropped it as he went to the ground.
They almost had it there. Bentley couldn't quite hang on. It brings up a 4th and 8, and from the Clinton 33-yard line, Morenci has the punting unit on. We'll have to see if they go for the fake or not. Snap goes back to Bentley. He is going to kick it away, and it's going to go way into the end zone, and they're only going to pick up 13 yards in field position. I don't know. I don't understand that call.
Well, they got rid of the football, and they're going to make Clinton go 80 yards if they're going to get a score. Let's go back to the previous play, Johnston and Bentley. That's the type of play that both of these teams are capable of executing successfully, but they haven't been able to do here this afternoon. And you just kind of wonder, Morenci has dropped 4 or 5 passes already. You kind of wonder at what point are these receivers going to start catching the football and picking up big yardage.
7:26 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's Clinton 9 and Morenci nothing. And here's the give to the tailback, Williams, looking for some running room. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet. Gets it across the 25 out to about the 28-yard line. The best carry by Williams here this afternoon.
Well, Williams showing an ability to break tackles, and it was Darrell Van Brandt who finally brought him down. And I'll tell you, if Darrell Van Brandt doesn't bring him down, he might have been gone on the play. He was into the secondary.
It's only Williams' 2nd carry of the ball game for 10 yards. 2nd down in the short 2. Housewright is wide right. Slot right at the wide side. They give it off to Goodman. He's got the 1st down. He's out to the 36-yard line. So he picks up, they'll mark him back at the 35, a 7-yard gain, 1st and 10.
Good run by Goodman.
First down by either team in the 2nd half.
That was a good run by Goodman. Now we see Kevin Williams carry the football. He picks up good yards. Goodman, the offensive line starting to assert itself a little out there.
Housewright comes wide right. That's the wide side of the field. Williams in the slot. Roberts on the wing to the short side. Comes in motion to the wide side. On the option, here's Feldkamp. Got some running room. Breaks it to the outside. Gets it to the 35, 40-yard line. He's brought down at the 40. He'll gain 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And a big hit made by Sean McGowan on that play as Feldkamp came to the near sidelines. We're starting to show a little bit more offensive success than what they were showing in the second half. Again, or excuse me, the second quarter. That time Feldkamp, as he came on the option, he was wide open.
House right again, wide to the right. Arnold's in the slot this time. That's the short side of the field. They give it off to Goodman off left tackle. They stack him up, but he spins ahead. Picks up 4 yards on that carry. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Well, they're doing a good job running behind Shellman over on the left side. And Shellman's a big one. He runs 265. And so as they start pounding over on the left side, he's starting to do a lot of work, as is, I believe, it was Shearhart over on that side, along with Randy Keith. So they've shown a tendency right now at this point in the third quarter to look at that left side and give the football to the backs over there.
House right wide to the right side. Full house backfield. They give it to Goodman. He's got the first down off left tackle. He picks up about 5 yards. Out to they'll mark it at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, as I mentioned, there's nothing fancy. Obviously, they've said we can run over to the left. And they're doing it, and really it's not that there are huge holes, it's just that the left side of the offensive line moving people out of there.
House right again comes wide right. Arnold in the slot. Roberts on the wing to the left side, the short side. He's in motion wide. Here's Feldkamp on the option looking. He's got some running room. He's to the 40, the 45, down to the 35, the 32-yard line. And they'll mark it at the 34. So that's a good run. A pickup of 17, we'll call it, from the 49 to the 34, 1st and 10.
Well, it was a good run, good blocking. Feldkamp doing a very good job of continuing his pitch relation, and what that did was it made the corner stay out there on the pitch man, and Feldkamp was able to outrun the pursuit from the inside. Stoppage of play. That's
the scoreboard has gone out. While they do that, let's take a timeout. With the score is Clinton 9 and Morenci nothing. We'll be right back.
Can't make it.
Nope, make it there.
And Morenci nothing, and the Redskins with a 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 34-yard line. Crucial, Randy Van Gassen. If Clinton goes in now for a touchdown, this game could be over.
Well, it's a little early to be looking at that, especially after seeing Chris Johnson barely missing, connecting with Rob Bentley in the end zone on a very long pass. But as soon as we get the scoreboard squared away, we've got about 6 minutes left. A big third down for the Redskins.
Williams in motion to the wide side, takes the handoff. No running room off left tackle that time. He's brought down for a loss on the play.
Well, good defensive effort by Rob Bentley. Bentley defeated the pulling guard, and he got upfield, and the pulling guard was supposed to kick him out. Williams was supposed to cut back inside, but Bentley worked his way back toward the quarterback. He was able to hit Williams. Williams limps off the field again.
He loses 2, back to the 36, 2nd down now on a short 12. Roberts in motion to the short side. Feldkamp on the option. He's to the 35, close to the 30-yard line as he lunges and gets to the 30. He picks up about 6, and that'll bring up now a 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Well, at the onset of the game, I said both quarterbacks were capable of throwing the football and running the football. We haven't really seen Chris Johnston run the football that much. We're starting to see Clint Feldkamp, the Clinton quarterback, run the football very effectively here in the third quarter.
3rd and 6. Patterson goes wide to the right side. Arnold in the slot. That's the short side of the field. And here on the option comes Feldkamp on the keeper again. He's got the first down. He's inside the 25, and a flag goes down as he got down to the 20-yard line. And we'll have to wait to see what the call on the flag is.
I believe there's going to be a holding call against Clinton. The wide receiver came in and really kind of necktied the defender. In fact, they're going to call clipping. But in either case, the wide receiver came in and just leveled the person inside, and it was from the blind side.
That's going to nullify a 10-yard gain by Feldkamp. He would have had a 1st and 10 at the 20, but now they're going to mark off a 15-yarder from the spot of the foul, which is about the 24-yard line. That'll move it back to about the 39-yard line, and that's where Clinton will have it 1st and 10. They've got to go to the 25-yard line. I should say it's going to be 3rd down and 14.
Yeah, that's a little bit different story. This is a passing situation, but we saw in the second quarter when Clinton was in the same situation, they'd give the football to Roberts and run the sprint draw.
Slot to the short side of the field. Goodwin on the wing comes in motion to the short side. Here's the draw. Give off to Roberts. Hit at the line. Breaks away, but is only able to pick up a few yards, maybe 3 yards. So he gets it to the 36, and that'll bring up a 4th down and about 11 yards to go.
Well, that really didn't surprise anybody. The middle linebacker for Morenci, they set him back about 4 or 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, and basically that's what he was looking for, was that draw. Roberts had a tough time getting past the line of scrimmage.
Choquette back to punt it away. Back to receive will be Bentley for Morenci. This goes from the 36-yard line, and there's the kick. A short spiraling kick floater into the wind is going to die at around the 20-yard line. Excuse me, the 15-yard line, I should say. So the punt goes for about 19 yards, but again, Morenci with poor field position as they lost the field position in the third quarter when they had the win.
Well, you know, the other thing that we have seen very, very little of here, and that's the turnover. We saw one fumble by Williams that really prevented the Redskins from scoring because it occurred inside the Morenci 10-yard line. But those types of mistakes have not been made this afternoon other than that one.
Here's the give to the first man. That's Metcalf from the 15. He gets it out to about the 18, maybe the 19, we'll call it. Give him a gain of 4. Call it 2nd down and a long 6 for the Bulldogs.
But it's the same old story that we've been looking at here all afternoon, and that is Morenci operating out of their own end and deep out of their own end.
And the Bulldogs have only 3 minutes and 13 seconds of the win left to them here in this ball game, and they trail it by the score of 9-0 in the third quarter. On the counter, they give it off to the second man, and again Metcalf on the carry. He gets close to 5 on that game. He's going to be about a yard, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down.
That was very nearly a big play for the Morenci Bulldogs. Metcalf on the counter, a delay counter, came through the line, and the linebacker to that side had been blitzing. And if it hadn't been for Keith Shearhart, one of the defensive tackles, getting from the backside, getting a hold of Metcalf's ankles, he might have busted that one.
Unbalanced to the wide side of the field. They have a power eye to the right. And they give it to the third man looking for running room. And well, he's going to be very close to the first down. That was Metcalf on the carry, and it's going to be very close.
It looks like he's got it. All depends on the spot. But, boy, Metcalf had to work hard to get that first down because he actually had to fight 1 or 2 yards from his own backfield through some Clinton defenders to get to the line of scrimmage and then pick up the first down. He got it by about a half a football.
Well, they tried to call the end of the third quarter, and it's not yet the end of the third quarter. We still have 2:25 left to go into the quarter, and we need to get the clock started. They wound the clock, but it didn't go. And now we're moving.
You know, not only the officials have to make the right call and all that, but now they've got to keep an eye on the clock as we've seen it jump. At one point it was 2:25. Then the next time I looked it was 2:27, and now it's down to 2:20.
We have 2:20, the clock moving. 1st and 10 for Morenci. They go with that counter again to Metcalf. He breaks the tackle, still on his feet, got the first down. As he carries out across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and that counter has been the best play here in this third quarter for the Bulldogs as they pick up about 11 on that and another first down.
Well, it takes advantage of over-aggressive play by the linebackers, and, you know, it's something you kind of wonder where that play was in the first half, but as you said, Metcalf having a lot of success running the football on the counter.
From the eye, they give it off to Metcalf again, and he breaks it across. He cuts back across the middle. He's able to get about 3 out to the 39-yard line. That'll bring up a second of 7. But this is the best the Morenci offense has looked in the entire ball game, as they've only picked up 4 first downs in this contest.
Well, no question about it. And, the thing is that Metcalf is really he's their leading rusher. And right now they need something that is successful, and they're going to their man.
Wide slot, and they give it off again on the counter to Metcalf. And he's going to be brought down for no gain on the play, as they went to the well once too often that time.
Well, that time they came with a counter in the other direction. It was Willie Baker and Keith Shearhart in on the tackle.
Clock moving with 1:06 to play here in the third quarter. It's Clinton 9 and Morenci nothing. This time Bentley comes wide to the left side, and McCowan is in the slot to the left. Unbalanced to that side, back to pass Johnson. He's looking, still looking. Pressure, he's going to be sacked. Back at the 30-yard line. He'll lose about 9 on that one.
Well, the thing was, it was a passing down. They needed a lot of yardage. I saw the first man through was Mike Goodman. Now, Goodman's a linebacker, which means they're blitzing the linebacker. Goodman took the offensive back, and when Keith Shearhart broke free from his defensive line position, he had a free shot at Johnson. He's the one who records the sack.
Loses 9. It'll bring up a 4th down, and they'll kick it away from the 31-yard line. There's the kick, a good end-over-end kick with the wind. Housewright feels it at the 25, to the 30, 35, 40, 42-yard line. So that's where Clinton will have it 1st and 10.
Well, very good return by Housewright, but also on the play, Jake Arnold, who is the other deep man, threw a very, very nice block that sprung Housewright to the right side and allowed that return to the 47-yard line.
That was a 44-yard punt. And that play is going to end the third quarter. The score, it's Clinton 9, Morenci nothing. We'll be back with the final quarter of action right after this timeout.
At Pennington LP Gas, we consider you, the customer, the most important part of our business. Without you, there is no business. We can have a first-class lineup of products, but without you, the customer, these products don't go anywhere. We can have great service, but without you, the customer, there's nobody to serve. Fortunately, we do have all these products and services. Maybe that's why we have so many nice customers. We just wanted you to know what we feel is most important. You. Depend on Pennington LP Gas with 2 locations in Morenci and Stockbridge. Find us in the yellow pages under gas.
Well, we're getting ready for the final quarter of action, and we want to pass along our thanks to our sponsors, including Hardwoods of Michigan, located here in Clinton, and Kuchar Oshalak Funeral Homes of Clinton and Tecumseh.
That was a very interesting third quarter. Once again, defense is dominating. Clinton looking a little bit better on offense at the start of the quarter. And then Morenci finally got some things going at in the final minutes of the quarter, but nobody able to put any points on the board. It's beginning to look like this 9-point lead might hold up.
Well, nobody outside. Morenci's only shot was that incompletion in the end zone, the only time they really threatened the end zone in this ball game. And I think it's getting pretty close to the point where the Bulldogs have got to come up with a turnover here or something.
Well, as I mentioned, turnovers have not been a major factor. I guess maybe the one turnover we had did work in Morenci's favor, but it's been a well-played game in that respect thus far this afternoon.
Slot right, short side of the field for the Redskins. Arnold comes in motion to the wide side, and they give it off. On the carry is Roberts, and he does a good job of plowing himself ahead from the 42, gets out to the 44, picks up a couple of yards. Maybe we'll give him 3. 2nd down and about a short 7 yards to go.
Well, we're coming to the 11.5-minute mark to go in this football game. It's really important now that for the Redskins, if they're going to win this game, to move this football and eat up some clock and change the field position.
2nd down. Long 7 or a short 8. Slot to the short side. Arnold comes, it's Roberts in motion. And they give it off to Goodman. He breaks the tackle, still on his feet. He's got the first, he's close to the first down. He picks up about 8 yards on the play, and he's very close to the first down in Morenci territory, and they're going to give it to him.
Well, that's kind of
close to
surprising.
me.
From here, it looked like a measurement was called for. Goodman doing a good job going over the left side, and that's where the Redskins have worked primarily here in the second half, running the football to their offensive left.
Goodman now with 55 yards on 11 carries. And again, they come with a slot to the right side and an eye this time to give to the second man, Roberts, the tailback. He goes across the 45. Excuse me, he's crossed midfield down to about the 46-yard line. 47, they'll mark it. Picks up a couple second down and 10 yards to go, or 8 yards to go.
Well, you get a real feel right now, right here, that Morenci has to stop this Redskin possession. If they give up another first down, they won't get this football back until about 8 minutes left in the football game.
Slot to the right, Williams in the slot. Now we got 2 men in motion. And back to pass. Feldkamp, he's trying to run out of it. And if they sack him, they'll bring him down for a loss, and they probably will decline the penalty.
Well, that's going to be all about the same distance. We had 2 people in motion, and the 2 wingbacks go in motion, and they looked at each other and stopped when the ball was snapped.
Yeah, they kind of met right at the center, and they knew they were in trouble.
And Feldkamp worked real hard to lose 5 yards on the play, so they probably will take the results of the play because they'll not only lose the 5 yards, but also that'll change the down box.
Well, we look at it, they're marking the ball about the 48, so it's close, the Clinton 48 rather, so it's about a 3-yard loss. So Morenci will decide whether they want to take the 3-yard loss and keep the down box moving, or they want to take the penalty. The call is illegal motion, and it's going to be declined. So Feldkamp loses 3, we'll call it, and it'll bring up now third down and 13.
It's a passing down for the Redskins, but as we've seen so many times this afternoon, the Gerardo Roberts has been a big choice.
House right wide to the right side, slot right to short side of the field. Now, again, we got 2 men in motion. Williams came in motion to the wide side of the field, but then Arnold jumped the gun on the snap.
Well, yeah, and really the same two guys that did it on the previous play. So they will march him back probably another 5 yards. That would make it 3rd and 18.
Well, I don't think they get an option on this one. This one's going to be an illegal procedure call. And so they'll mark it off the 5 yards. The 5th penalty on Clinton for 55 yards and bring up now a 3rd and about 18 yards to go.
Well, I think with a 9-point lead at this point on the field, they're at the 44-yard line. I think we'll see a safe call here with Feldkamp rolling out, or even the draw to Roberts.
Patterson wide to the right side. We got a power eye, 3 men in the backfield. And they give it off to Goodman, and he gets maybe a yard, maybe 2. He'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 1. That'll bring up 4th down. And 17 yards to go.
Chuck Price for the Bulldogs in on the tackle, and they really didn't fool anybody. Like I said, just playing it safe and playing it not to create a turnover.
Choquette will kick it away from his own 45. The snap goes back cleanly, and here's the kick. A high float, and it goes over the head. Still rolling, and it rolls into the end zone. So that one's going to go 55 yards into the end zone, and Morenci will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it was very effective. Choquette's kick carried a long ways with this wind behind it, and Bentley misjudged how far he could kick the ball and went about 5 yards over his head. And because of the ground is as hard as it is, and because they had the tailwind, it carried into the end zone. Morenci will have 80 yards to go to get points on the board.
9:37 to play in the football game. It's Clinton 9, Morenci 3. Unbalanced line to the left side. And they give it off straight ahead to Metcalf, and doesn't find a lot of running room. We're waiting to see when the Bulldogs begin to put it up in the air here, but it could be they're going to wait to see if they can punch out a first down or 2 and improve that field position.
Well, they're running out of time, quite frankly, with about 9:20 remaining in the football game. They're going into what is a very stiff breeze now coming out of the west. And I think this possession is extremely important for them as far as getting points on the board and having an opportunity to win this football game.
High in the backfield, rolling out now. Here's Johnston. He's looking, going to keep it himself. Does not find much running room. Got it to the 24-yard line. See where they mark it. Down in 5 now.
Finding it very, very difficult that time going to his right. Chris Johnston ran into the defensive end or outside linebacker, depending on what you call it, Randy Keefe. And Randy Keefe's a big kid, and he's fairly agile. He took the pitch away and then collapsed back in on the quarterback.
Straight back to pass. Here's Johnson. 3rd down and 5. Getting some pressure. He rolls again. He's going to be sacked once again all the way back at the 10-yard line. They'll mark him inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. That's a big loss of 16 yards and bring up a 4th down in a punting situation.
And I believe it was Jim Chapp in on the tackle. And the thing about that is that once again we saw the linebackers for Clinton going on the down. And there's no question they're saying, if you're going to pass the ball, if we're going to put you in this 3rd down situation, we're going to come after you. Jim Chapp recording his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Bentley back in his own end zone to kick it away from the 9-yard line. End over end, but it doesn't get much distance into this wind. But it gets a roll from Morenci and will roll all the way out to the 45-yard line. A 36-yard punt, pretty good under the conditions, but again, Clinton will take over in Bulldog territory, 1st and 10.
Well, and once again, the task for the Redskin offense is going to be the same as it was last time, to try and run the football, get some 1st downs, and take time off this clock. We've got 8:11 remaining in this football game. They enjoy a 9-point lead. Morenci would have to score twice to win this football game, and right now, time is really the thing that the Redskins need to take off the clock.
House right, wide right, slot to the right, the short side of the field. Now it's Arnold in motion to the wide side. They give it off to the first man. Goodman breaks the tackle. He's inside the 30, all the way down to the 25-yard line. He picks up close to 20 yards at a 1st down.
Well, very nice run. Again, running option, giving the football to Goodman. That's the first choice in the option. He found the seam again over the left side. And, I keep saying the left side, but that side of the offensive line with Shellman and Keefe over there is doing a very, very good job against the Morenci defense.
Slot to the short side. Arnold comes in. No, it's Williams in motion, and they give it off to Goodman again, looking for running room, and he doesn't find any as he runs right into Bentley, trying to go off that left side. That's been Clinton's. They've consistently tried to move the ball over left tackle here today.
Well, they have. I keep mentioning Shellman. He's a 265. He's a big kid in there, and Randy Keefe, who's 6'2", 6'3", he's in that range. He goes 210. So there's a lot of beef over on that side. And matching up against it is Bentley and number 75, Andy Van Valkenburg, and they're giving away at least 30 pounds a man.
Slot to the right, the wide side of the field. Unbalanced line to the right. Now in motion goes Roberts to the right. Here on the option comes Feldkamp, pitches it back to Roberts. He spins, looks for some running room, and doesn't pick up much yardage. The pitch was a little bit behind him, and he had to reach back with it and spun around.
Well, I don't think Feldkamp really anticipated pitching the football, because every time they've run option, Feldkamp has tucked it away and has gone up the field with the football. This time, they took the quarterback out of it, and Feldkamp pitched it late, and Roberts did a good job of getting the football and hanging on to it and getting it turned upfield. And ironically, at this game 9-0 with I believe it's 6:10 to go, we've got people leaving from the Morenci side.
Roberts on the wing to the wide side. Williams in the slot, comes in motion to the wide side and rolling to the left. Here comes Feldkamp. He's going to run with it. He's to the 25, still on his feet. We got a flag down as he gets down to about the 21-yard line before he's gang tackled by the Bulldogs, and we'll have to wait to see what the infraction is.
Well, the flag is in an area where a block was thrown once again by a Clinton man, and they're calling clip. And quite, well, I believe Randy Keefe is the man who's being called for the clip, but he just took his corner down and faced him up. And I think probably the officials saw the tail end of the play, but Clinton will be assessed a 15-yard penalty from the point, which will move this ball back close to midfield.
And it's been one of the few bad spots for Clinton here today. Their 6th penalty for 7 yards.
Well, and 3 of those have been clips on offense, and that's really unusual to see the same type of call over and over again.
Well, they move it back to the 37-yard line, and they've got to go down to about the 16-yard line. Down, so it'll be now 3rd down and 21 yards to go, with the clock moving as we approach 5 minutes to play in this game. Unbalanced line to the wide side, slot wide. Arnold comes in motion to the other way, and they give it off to Roberts. He breaks the tackle, still on his feet, cuts to the outside. He's to the 25, the 20. Now he cuts it back to the 15. He's all the way down to the 11-yard line. A pickup of 26 yards and a 1st down.
Well, that's a big play for the Redskins. Roberts doing a very nice job. He made a cut to his right that got him away from the safety, Edison, as he came up, and he started toward the right sideline. It was at that point that it appeared he might go all the way, and then for some reason he decided to cut it back up the middle, and pursuit caught up with him. I thought Jim Roberts could have made it to the corner of the end zone had he continued going to his right.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Slot to the right. Williams in the slot. Roberts on the wing to the wide side. Williams in motion wide. He gets the pitch from Feldkamp. Looking for some running room. To the 10. Cuts it back to the 5. Still on his feet. He's down close to a 1st down at the 1-yard line.
Well, there's a defensive adjustment, and that adjustment was to take away the quarterback off of the option. This time, Feldkamp said, fine, we'll pitch it out to Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams did nothing fancy except catch the perfectly pitched football and follow Randy Keefe down the field. And as you said, he got to about the 3-yard line, put about the game last week against Deckerville, and how the Redskins seemed to just wear down Deckerville. Well, today, the Morenci Bulldog defense contained this Clinton Redskin offense. They didn't allow the big play until just moments ago when Roberts made his big run to set up this football on the 3-yard line.
2nd down and inches from the 1-yard line. And they give it off to Goodman straight ahead. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. With 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the ball game, Goodman goes 2 yards for the score. And now the Clinton Redskins lead this game by a score of 15-0.
Well, and to nobody's surprise, Mike Goodman took the football and went over the left side behind his guard over there, Shearhart, as well as Chelman, the big tackle, and he found it easy going into the end zone.
Well, have the try for the point. The snap is down. The kick is up. And the kick is no good this time. So with 4 minutes, 41 seconds to play in the game, a timeout on the field to score. It is Clinton 15, Morenci nothing. We'll be back with a Redskin kickoff right after this timeout.
You can tell a lot about people by their smile. A warm, genuine, spontaneous smile tells you what's important to them. A false or perfunctory one tells you what isn't. At United Savings Bank, we really do like people. And when we're able to help them, we like to think it shows in the form of a smile. Yes, you could say that's a lot to see in a smile. But when you come into United Savings Bank, there are a lot of smiles to see. We're United Savings Bank, the bank that begins with you. Member FDIC.
The bank that begins with you.
You're listening to WLEN in Adrian. Knapp Motors time is 3:23.
Now serving Lenawee County with 2 locations, Knapp Motors in Blissfield and Dave Knapp Oldsmobile Cadillac in Adrian.
Well, the Redskins took that football from their own 49-yard line, marched it in, and it was Goodman's 2-yard run that capped that drive. But more importantly, that drive started with 8:10 and now 4:41 remaining in this football game.
Here's the kick. They go with a reverse, and he fell down on the play. The Morenci player, that was Bentley, falling down on the kickoff return at about the 18-yard line, and that's where Morenci will have it 1st and 10. As you said, that drive by the Redskins goes 45 yards in 6 plays, and again, 2 short drives for touchdowns here today.
Well, but this one it showed a little bit of what has happened here this afternoon, because I think the Redskins just kind of wore out the defensive right side of the Morenci line, and they just kept pounding at it and pounding at it. They outbeat them over there, and it finally paid off.
Double slot this time to the left side. Johnson back to pass, looking. He throws it out in the flat. It's complete to Bentley out to the 25-yard line. Picks up about 7 yards on the play, and we get a flag down. And I think Bentley, a little bit upset at himself for slipping on the play after catching the ball, said something, and they're going to get an unsportsmanlike call.
Well, Bentley has had 2 plays in a row. The return where they handed the ball off to him, he planted his foot and slipped, and then he catches a pass and he falls down again. So getting a little frustrated out there.
That'll be the 3rd penalty against the Bulldogs for 35. Well, check it, not 35 yards. It goes half the distance to the goal. So it's about a 12-yard penalty. And it's back at the 12-yard line, 2nd down. They've got to go out to about the 28-yard line for the 1st down. Here's the quick one over the middle to the tight end by Johnson as he gets it out to the 20. And now that it's a little bit too late, I don't understand why perhaps maybe Morenci didn't go to that short controlled passing game earlier than they did here today.
Well, I think they're getting an awful lot of pressure in the passing situation. The other thing, field position dictated that you don't want the turnover. Anytime you throw the football like that quickly over the middle, if it's tipped or not handled cleanly, the safety can come up and pick it off. They have no choice now.
3rd and 8. Johnson back to pass again. Now he's rolling out, going to get pressure again, and he's going to be sacked back at the 4-yard line. They'll mark it at the 5. He'll lose 15 yards on the play. Back to the 5-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, record the sack for Randy Keith, who's coming off the field. He hurt himself on that play, but Keith chasing him around. Shearhart was also back there.
I don't remember. That's the 5th sack of Johnson here today. He's lost unofficially, according to my count, about 50 yards. Morenci will have to punt it away now from their own 20-yard line. 2:47 remaining, and Clinton will be headed to Hillsdale College next Saturday morning as they'll take on the winner of the Schoolcraft Galesburg-Augusta football game. That'll be next Saturday at 11:30 in the morning. You can hear it right here on WLEN.
I think it's fairly safe to say 2:47 to go, but we finally have somebody who has come forward and decided to take control of this football game.
Here's the punt, and it's a high end over end one, and it's fielded by Patterson, and he returns it to about the 49-yard line, and Clinton will have it there 1st and 10. Let's give you an idea of the field position that Clinton's had in this ball game. Their drives have gone from the 37, the Morenci 37, the Morenci 23, the Morenci 44, and they had one at their own 3, the 20 twice, their own 42, the Morenci 45, and their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, they've enjoyed at times good field position. They also had to work out of their end one time too. So we have a change. A quarterback in there and a fumble on the first play.
And it's recovered by Morenci. Making the recovery was Steve McVeigh. As you said it, they had a new quarterback in there.
Well,
he gave it up to Goodman, and they had an exchange problem.
Matt Blaisdell was the new quarterback, and quite frankly, as he was handing the ball off to Goodman, they were just too far apart. And he couldn't get it to Goodman, and the ball just kind of popped out of there as Goodman's hip hit it.
2 minutes, 14 seconds to play in the game. Clock moving as Morenci comes to the line at the Clinton 49-yard line. They come out with a slot to the left and an eye in the backfield. And here's Johnson rolling out to the right this time. He's going to run with the football. Finally run out of bounds and around the 40-yard line. Picks up about 8 or 9 on the play and stops the clock with 1:57 to go.
That's the second time this afternoon that Johnston has been able to get outside of the contained man. This time was Willie Baker was trying to contain him, and once he got even with Willie to the near sideline, it's no foot race. Johnston much quicker than the defensive tackle Baker.
So it's a gain of 8. Second down and 2 yards to go now. Slat left. Johnson rolls that way. He's being pressured and he throws it out of bounds. Jim Chapp, who's been in Johnston's face all afternoon, again putting the pressure on.
Jim Chapp has played a good ball game because he has done what he has had to do, and that is, quite simply, he's not allowed Johnston to get to his outside. You know, I said at the beginning of this football game that Johnston did have the capability of throwing the football as well as running it. Well, Chapp has taken a lot of that away by his good efforts in containing Johnston and keeping him in the middle of the field rather than allowing him to get the outside.
Slat left, third down and 2. Johnson again rolling to the left. Now he steps up, throws out in the flat, caught by McGowan. He got the first down, down to about the 27-yard line. So that's a pickup of about 14 yards and a first down.
And a well-timed play. Once again, Clinton going with the blitz by the linebacker, but this time Johnston able to get the football away, and McGowan wide open over on the sidelines. I believe it was Housewright that came up with the tackle.
And they'll mark the ball, as we said, at the 27-yard line. Morenci will have it first and 10, 1:42 remaining. Still trying to get on the board now. That safety could loom big now. If, you never can tell what can happen in the ball game. If they could get in for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, if it was still 15-8, it could be a different kind of a game.
Well, it could, and it would bring in, of course, Morenci has to put it in the end zone here, but it would bring into play the possibility of the onside kick, and could turn the final 1:42 into something quite exciting.
So Morenci had called a timeout to talk things over. Remind you, they will have the Britain football game coming up shortly here on WLAN. So stay tuned for that one. Morenci breaks out now. Bentley comes wide to the right side, double slot to the right, unbalanced line that way. Here's Johnson coming back the other way to the short side. He doesn't have a pass receiver out there. He has to run with the ball, and he's run out of bounds.
And doing a good defensive job, and this is a major concern for the Clinton squad. Doing a good defensive job was the defensive end, Randy Keith, who was over on the offensive left side of the Bulldogs. He's had shoulder problems, and right now he's down along the sidelines. You look at it, in a 1:35 remaining in this football game, you don't want to lose somebody as important as Randy Keith.
They're looking at him over on the sideline, so we're going to take a timeout. It's 1:35 left. It's Clinton 17, Morenci nothing. We'll be right back.
The Village Restaurant in downtown Clinton celebrates their 4th anniversary with thank you specials. Enjoy any homemade breakfast of $2 or more and get your coffee free. Lunch will include a free drink with orders of...
On that carry, second down and 9 yards to go, and again they come with double slot to the wide side. And Johnston rolls that way. Now he steps up and fires. He completes it. And tackled immediately was Bentley. He picks up about 5 yards on the pass completion, maybe 6. It'll be third down. About 4 yards to go.
Housewright on the tackle. You know, probably bad news for the Redskins is that from appearances, it wasn't Randy Keith's shoulder. It might be his arm from what we're seeing here.
Slot to the left. Johnson rolling that way. Still looking. Pressure. Now he steps up. It's going to be sacked. Bringing him down.
Number 50, Shearhart was in on the play again, and I'm looking at the linebacker, Goodman, who was also there. Every time that Johnston has been sacked, Goodman has been in there, which means that they are bringing the linebacker consistently in passing situations.
That's a loss of 6. Brings up a 4th down and 10 yards to go now.
Morenci has taken a timeout here to talk this big fourth down play over. We have 51 seconds remaining in the football game.
We'll be right back for the Morenci play after this timeout.
Morenci Hospital's physical therapy department offers all facets of rehabilitation utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and treatment. Special areas include industrial rehabilitation in work hardening, treatment of sports injuries, and complete care after back injury. Morenci Hospital Physical Therapy Department exclusively offers its patients the use of the Biodex isokinetic exercise machine, which greatly speeds recovery and improves muscular strength and flexibility. Call Morenci Hospital at 458-2236.
Well, Morenci on the fourth down play, they threw a pass on a crossing pattern and came over to McGowan. He made a good reception, but a great open field tackle, and Clinton will take over on down.
Yeah, Choquette was the linebacker who made the tackle. It was one of those tackles where Choquette reached back, grabbed the jersey of McCowan, and hauled him down to the ground. It wasn't a real clean hit, but it was good enough to stop him short of the first down.
So Clinton takes over 1st and 10 at their own 23, 24-yard line. They're just going to down the ball. Just 24 seconds remaining to go in the game now. And I don't even know if Morenci could stop the clock.
Well, they did use 2 of their timeouts early in the half. I'm not sure there's any reason why they'd want to, as everyone over on the Morenci side starts to disperse and head toward their cars.
It's all over here. The final score is 17, Morenci nothing. We'll be back with our selection of the player of the game, being brought to you by Leonard Tire and Supply right after this timeout.